for joining me. Campaigners say lives are being put at risk following an outbreak of coronavirus at an accommodation centre for asylum seekers in West Yorkshire. They claim conditions at the centre in Wakefield are appalling, with overcrowding and inadequate social distancing measures in place. 21 people at Urban House have tested positive for the virus. The company which runs the centre says 84 people have now been moved to alternative accommodation. But campaigners claim those being moved haven't been tested, and so they run the risk of spreading the virus. And those still at the centre say they're desperate for help. Corinne Wheatley reports.
I am very scared, and Corona is here and everybody here.
Until 2 days ago, this family were living at an asylum seeker centre in Wakefield. There are serious medical conditions in the family, leaving them feeling vulnerable about the threat of coronavirus.
SYMAAG.
This man has been living at Urban House for 4 months. He only has one kidney. He told us death hovers over our heads here. Living with anxiety is horrible, and living with horror is horrible. Many people here need help. I hope you can see them. These are just some of the residents at Urban House who say it hasn't been possible to socially distance at the centre, like here in the canteen, and that standards of cleanliness are poor. At least 21 people have tested positive for the virus following the confirmed outbreak last week. The Mears Group, which is contracted to run the centre by the Home Office, says it's now under lockdown. A local action group say the handling of the crisis has been appalling.
In the early period, they hadn't any soap in the bathrooms. Later on, they continued sharing toilets. They've had to share rooms, 2 or 3 to a room. In terms of social distancing, that's nonsense. They've kept children here and families here, pregnant women. I mean, absolutely appalling kind of risks to those people.
Campaigners now have fresh concerns. Last Friday, 84 residents were moved to other parts of Yorkshire and the North East. They hadn't been tested, and it's claimed the standard of that accommodation is poor. Mears say the residents were moved on public health advice and that testing is being arranged.
I mean, they're desperate, basically, people in here. They just want to be moved out to safe places where they can self-isolate.
In a statement, Mears say they followed all recommendations and requirements on COVID-19 safety in the management of Urban House, which is operated as a single household on public health advice. They also say Urban House has operated below capacity to support social distancing. Arrangements are in place for meal times and people are able to keep apart. There is daily cleaning of all communal areas, bathrooms are checked regularly, and washing and sanitation supplies are available for all service users.
Please help us. Please help us.
But despite the reassurances, some residents say they're still afraid and desperate for better conditions. Corinne Wheatley, BBC Look North, Wakefield.
Well, tonight